Hey, so the question of the day today is how do we get through transition and through our race in a good quality flow? So in part one of our series, you saw how and what to pack for transition. In part two, you saw how to unpack and set up your transition. And today we're going to talk to in part three about how to flow all of that together to make your race an enjoyable and your transition quick. Go ahead and hit subscribe, ring the bell, and get ready for some really great information. This is a third part of our three-part series, and this is on transitions. So what I'm looking at right here is the transition area for HIT's Triathlon Series. I got an advantage here. I'm at literally, again, my favorite place in the world, Benderson Park here in Sarasota, Florida. We're going to be racing tomorrow morning, and I'm looking at the transition area. What you want to do with transition flow is you want to know where you're going to come in, how you're going to come in, where you're going to get through transition, how you're going to get through transition, back to your bike, back to your run, and out, and you want to know that. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at transition here at the Benderson race. So we were up in the tower at Benderson Park, and you can see how big and how spread out that particular transition was. Every transition area has a life of its own. It has areas which are dangerous to go through, areas which are easy to go through, areas that you could flow in and out. This is really, really, really important. As far as all of transition, what we've done so far, flowing through transition is the most important. What you want to do is you want to actually walk transition. You want to find where the swim exit is, where the swim entrance is, where the exit of the bike is, where your bike is going to be racked, how you can get there. Watch for obstacles. We're going to see that in a series of little videos here where I actually walk through the transition area at Benderson Park. If you can't do it the day before, make sure you do it the day of the race. So you got your transition area set up, and now you're off to check out the flow from the water to your bike. What you want to look at first is how far it is from the last buoy to shore. Then you want to see what ground you're going to cover on the way. Is it going to be sand? Is it going to be carpet, grass, pavement? I actually had to run through a bush hogged field one time where you had to bring your shoes with you to get there. How far is that going to be that you're going across that stuff? When you get to swim in, you're going to turn left. You're going to turn right. Which direction are you going to turn? You're going to go straight. You got to know the map of the layout of the land. What obstacles are going to be in your way? They're going to be garbage cans, culverts, potholes, bikes sticking out that are not quite in the right lane. So you got to know all that. Do you need are there going to be wetsuit strippers? Are there not going to be wetsuit strippers? How are you going to get your wetsuit off? But let's say you get there. Where's your rack going to be? How are you going to find your rack? I marked mine, like I said in the earlier videos, with a bright towel. Some people use a balloon. Some people use a bright bag. Some people use chalk and write a big arrow on the ground. I've actually had to take one time, and I drew a map at St. Anthony's. It was such a strange place. Is there a tree? Is there a lamppost? Something. Make sure you know exactly where your bike's going to be. You don't know how many people, even really, really good racers, who've lost their bike in transition. But that's what we need to know. Get to your bike and get ready for your ride. What you want to do from this point when you're planning your flow, you want to, again, walk out the bike out, check out any obstacles, any potholes, anything that can get in your way that might grab on your foot, break a cleat, or anything like that that could just flat out ruin your race. You do not want to fall down on the way out of transition with your bike. When you get to the end of your road, you turn left, you turn right. You want to make sure you know exactly where you're going to be going. If you're far away from transition exit, I mentioned in the second video, you want to carry your shoes. Don't put them on. Carry your shoes all the way up to the exit of bike. Lean your bike up against an end rack or against a fence. Put your shoes on, and off you go. Less chance of breaking your cleats, and you get there faster. Bike mount line. When you get to the bike mount line, how wide is the bike mount line? How you want to always mount your bike to one side or the other. You don't want to jump into the middle. That's a good way to get run over. You do not want to get run over. And what is ahead of you after the bike line? The first 100 yards, uphill, downhill, rough, smooth. Know all this stuff before you start the race. You've had a nice ride. Now you're coming into transition on your bike, getting ready to dismount. So what is the last 100 yards of dismount look like? You got to walk and you got to see that. Again, is it smooth? Is it uphill? Is it downhill? What are the conditions at the bike dismount area? It might be different from bike mount. That line could be in a different place. The entrance back into transition be totally different area than where you went out. So you want to make sure you get back to your transition area and know how you're going to flow from bike dismount, which you're going to dismount to the sides again, never in the middle. You're going to dismount off your bike, and how you're going to get back. What are your landmarks? Find your landmarks. Find your bright towel. Find what you have set up to get back in, and also know how you're going to re-rack your bike smooth and make that part of the transition flow. You're now getting ready for your run. You put your shoes on, you grabbed your hat and your belt, and now what? Well, the first thing, the most important thing is you got to know exactly where the run exit is. Again, are you going to turn right? Are you going to turn left at the end of your row? You need to know how many rows of people and how much bike in and run out traffic you're going to be messing with. So you know where to avoid. You stay to the side, to the left or to the right. Again, don't run right down the middle. Try to stay out of the main traffic area because that's where accidents could happen. Keep it smooth. Don't get caught in the hustle and bustle on the way out and then start sprinting and overexerting yourself in transition, trying to beat somebody out. Your job in transition is to flow out. Find the spot where you're going to be able to put your belt on, your hat as you jog on out of transition, smooth and easy and without having any problems with obstacles or grates. And again, look at the ground and know where you're going. And then when you get to run exit, this is the most important thing, and you don't know how many people, even good racers, I actually saw pros do this wrong. Know where you're going. Get to run exit, head on out onto the run course, have a great time. So the last thing I always do, and this is always kind of fun, is I run and kind of jog or into the finish line. I will find where the finish line is. I'll do the last 100 yards and get a feel for how it's going to feel like be running down that chute and crossing that finish line, knowing that my transitions helped me to get through the race. So there you have it, a 3-part guide on how to go through transition for success. How to pack and what to pack, how to unpack and set up, and then how to get through transition for success. Now, be sure to watch all 3 of these videos. You see the link up above. It will be in the description below. And if you have any tips or questions for transition, go down below, comment. I'll get back to you as quick as I possibly can, and we'll address those and have some fun with those also. But while you're there, don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, and get ready for some great information. You can find me on Facebook at JS Coaching Systems, Instagram JSCoaching_systems, or on the web at jscoachingsystems.com. This is Coach John. Boom, I'm out.